MDMA is capable of giving people a very deep sense of self-compassion. You get these transformations that I have not seen with any other treatment modality. When people take these substances, their perception of the world changes and they become much more focused on loving each other. I've done research for 50 years. I've never seen anything like it. It is stunning. Every single subject that we saw had a remarkable experience of going very deeply inside. We are lucky to be here at the beginning of this revelation, basically. The results in terms of numbers are interesting. The results in terms of experiences are even more interesting. The first time I was confronted with the notion that patients told me, it is over. The trauma is gone. Not my PTSD score declined by a certain percentage. People stopped judging themselves. And people stopped beating up on themselves. And people had a sense of internal generosity. And they had the capacity for self-acceptance. So they no longer were defending against parts of themselves that they couldn't stand and projecting on other people. The vast majority of our subjects had terrible alexithymia scores. And then they have 3 lousy sessions of MDMA and they know what they're feeling. And they have language for their feeling. And they can articulate who they are. What you see in the MDMA, people have a self. They say, this is who I am. This is what I feel. This is what's important to me. That's what's unimportant to me. And I'm no longer dependent on what you feel to dictate what I feel, but I have my own feelings. I was astounded how 2 of our subjects were able to negotiate exiting their relationships in a very calm and mindful way without blowing up or becoming threatening or becoming all uptight. What we see in the MDMA is really more profound than anything else we have done. It's not a trauma treatment. It's a mind-expanding treatment.
Would you like to share some of your own experiences during that training?
I took my MDMA, which is probably not as powerful as ayahuasca, and all the traumatized people I had treated came to visit me. Not in a cognitive way. I just experienced all the pain that people had done to me in my 50-year work of seeing traumatized people. Are you sure this is a party drug? Because I just felt all the pain that had been unloaded on me. And up to that point, people ask me all the time, yesterday I was still on the podcast, same thing happened. People say, so how do you deal with all this stuff? And I always said to people, oh, as long as you have a good support system and as long as you have a good marriage and you have good friends and you get to talk about your stuff, it doesn't really become part of you. Well, I was wrong. And so on MDMA, I got to see that indeed this stuff had come inside of me and had burrowed itself into my very core of my being. And so it was a transformative experience where I got much more respect for what it's like to actually carry all this pain that people dump on you.